Hello again. I just wanted to make a video, another one, because my other one was more venting about the young professionals and some of the challenges we face. This video I would probably title, after I upload it, I'll title it the Don't Despise the Journey. A lot of times, when we're living our lives, everything seems to be like, especially if you're struggling in a sense, everything seems to be like for now. Sometimes people will move into an apartment and they'll say, well, it's good enough for now. I can afford it for now. And then when we can, we'll do something better. Or even a car. I'll get this car for now. I'll get this job for now. It's almost like we're always dissatisfied, very dissatisfied with the now. And I'm learning, and I've said it a few times this week to friends, don't despise these moments. Don't despise the journey. Don't despise your humble beginnings. So what do I mean when I say that? I mean, don't hate it. When I was a lot younger and I was barely graduating from college and like creating a little life for myself, and my son was still in diapers, I really hated it. I didn't see the beauty in it when I was in it. Now I look back and it really is amazing what they say about hindsight. It's just, hindsight is like, wow, because you look back and you see everything with so much clarity. But I remember those years being the worst years, like, while I was in it, right? And while I was in it, while I was struggling, while I was paycheck to paycheck and homework to homework and class, and little baby, every year he was growing. I just despised it so much. I hated it. I always longed for a place where I would finally arrive to, a place I'd finally get to and be okay. I always had that thought in my mind that if I can get here, I'll be okay. If I can make this money, I'll be okay. If I can this, and all those days I was living, I never enjoyed them. I never sat back and looked around me like, thank you, Lord. Yeah. Because gratitude is a big part of anything it's kind of the key to the next blessing. Gratitude is the key to the next blessing. And I was grateful, but I just remember being so unhappy. And now when I look back, I look back in a nostalgic way, kind of really, really humble. And I even smile when I look back and think about those years, because yes, they were hard, but they were so necessary. That was the staircase. I'm still on the staircase, but I'm just a little smarter on the staircase now, And I see people who are, like, for example, lately we've been doing training in my company. And so I'm there and I'm training people and I'm helping them learn things. And I ask them after a few hours of like some brutal training, a lot of information, how you guys doing? And they always say, it's a lot of information, but it's good. And I tell them, you'll get it. But I want to remind them, and I try to tell them this too without getting too philosophical, which is really hard for me because I can't just not connect with you, right? So I try to tell them too, don't despise these moments. Don't despise these moments because they're beautiful. And you're living it and you're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing the business thing. You're doing the company thing. You're making your money, you're making a way, you're paving your path. Even all these little training days, they count. All these things you do every day, you're waking up, you're getting dressed, you're going out there. It's beautiful. Enjoy the phase you're in, because before you know it, you're going to look back a couple years like, oh my God, that was so fun. I remember those days. I remember those days when I'd make a little commission here and there, those days when I'd celebrate that win, those days when I learned all that stuff. So don't just look back on it and be glad you had it years later. Enjoy it while you're in it. Don't despise the journey. It's hard as hell. I've been I've been on a lot of different paths, which is why I feel I have a good grasp and I can relate to many different people. But my message, I guess, is just don't despise these days. Don't despise the growing days. Don't despise the learning days. Don't despise the journey. Don't despise the beginning. Don't despise, don't hate on those days. Learn to love them. Learn to be so thankful for them. And just know and love who you are now. Wherever you are now in your journey, accept it. Be okay with it. Whether it's crappy or good. Yes, something that makes life worthwhile and worth living are our goals because it's a target. Human beings, mankind needs a target. If he doesn't have a target, he is sick. He is sick mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Man needs something he needs to do. He needs a directive. That's how we are wired. Don't know why, we just are though. So, yes, it's great that we have those. Yes, it's good that we're always striving to get there, but learn to find peace and contentment on the way there. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're probably doing a great job. That's all for me for tonight. Good night.